Hello everyone, I'm Anton64.
And I'm THD.
And welcome to the wonderful world of The Secret of Monkey Island. I figured since we did EcoQuest, The Search for Cetus, a Sierra adventure game, we'd balance things out from something LucasArts, if you will. What's your experience with this game before I rattle off some trivia?
You know, I'll be honest, I haven't played a lot of LucasArts stuff, but, you know, I know enough about Monkey Island to know what goes on into it, and this was designed by the same guy who, no, it wasn't Tim Schafer. I know Ron Gilbert was the guy behind all this. I know Tim Schafer, he did later LucasArts games. I believe he was involved with Full Throttle. I know he was involved with Grim Fandango, which everybody loves, and was the last true LucasArts game. But I think Ron Gilbert is primarily Monkey Island.
Well, Tim Schafer and the other dude, whose name escapes me because the credits are off screen now, helped with the writing. But yeah, Ron Gilbert, I believe in like 1988, obviously, not like 1888 or anything. He was all, you know, I'm kind of frustrated with the state of adventure games, and, you know, I'm not going to name names, but Sierra, perhaps, you know, how you try to play the game, and a snake just comes out and kills you. It's like, look out, Graham, a poisonous snake. So, he set out to make an adventure game where there are no failure states. You cannot die. And apart from, like, one, again, subtle jab at Sierra, you cannot die in The Secret of Monkey Island. It's about the love of exploration, really, and you're, like, passing text to move the plot along. And speaking of the plot, we are Guybrush Threepwood, a rather inept kind of protagonist, and he wants to be a mighty pirate.
Right here, what we're doing is that we're playing a version of the game that uses the original VGA graphics. This is the VGA redo of the game. I believe it was on CD-ROM now, but this version, you played it on Scum VM. It actually uses the voice acting from the special edition of the game. Now, I know earlier today you were posting screenshot comparisons on Twitter, and I gotta say, like, I don't really like the art style of the, you know, special edition. I think this is the best middle ground here.
Gosh, thanks. I'll do that.
And you'll notice this old guy here is also voiced by Rob Paulsen. I want you to see if you could pick out some of the familiar voice actors here.
Dude, whenever he talks, I know it's Rob Paulsen like that.
They did actually get the original guy who did Guybrush Threepwood, and I think they started doing voice acting in the third game. And, you know, from then onward, that is the original guy for that. So they got him back, at least.
Game split into parts. This first one will have us bopping around Melee Island to try and become a true pirate by completing the free trials.
I want to briefly go back to that point earlier we were discussing about the design philosophy for this game. Because like you said, Ron Gilbert, he was frustrated by how many adventure games basically punished you if you didn't do anything in the exact order. And I think what's great about this game in particular is that not only does it kind of go against that trend by making it a game where you can't die and you're encouraged to explore, but it established the general tone of LucasArts adventure games, and that they're all very lighthearted, they're very comedic, and they create these really interesting, recognizable atmospheres. Like, lots of people love Monkey Island. Day of the Tentacle, again, Grim Fandango, which was a bit more serious. Full Throttle, again, a bit more serious, but same design philosophy. And I think that really worked out in terms of adventure games for the era.
You know, it's funny, he says this, but he looks like a captain. Is there not any kind of, like, copyright infringement in the pirating world?
Well, I don't know. I'm not really sure you can trademark pirate wear. Do you have to get a license to be a captain? Maybe you do.
This is the Scum bar, obviously, you know, based on the... What is Scum? Is it like a kind of engine for playing games in, like DOSBox?
Scum was basically an engine used to create some LucasArts adventure games. Now, the system you played this game on, Scum VM, it's a program, a shell, designed to mostly emulate a lot of classic adventure games and some others that were made within Scum, so you can run it as smooth as possible.
In layman's terms, an emulator.
Yeah, pretty much. But you can still do this on DOSBox. The reason you're using Scum is, like I said, this uses the special edition voice acting. And trust me, you know, looking at these faces up close, I like them a lot better than the cartoony stuff they were doing, like I said.
It's the best of both worlds. You get the classic VGA, which is not the original, that was EGA, I'll think you'll find.
Oh, it's this guy.
Let's ask him about Loom, I'm intrigued.
Tell me about Loom.
Loom is, of course, a game that already exists. This guy is gonna hawk the fucking shit out of it. Now, what they were actually gonna do, I found this out when I was looking up this game. For the special edition, they were actually gonna remove this joke. I love the little advertisement thing, by the way. They were gonna remove this joke because, you know, obviously you couldn't buy Loom, but it turns out while they were making it, Loom became available on, I believe, Good Old Games and Steam, so they just kept it in, like, full tilt, and I'm glad they did, because getting rid of this joke, come on, it's a classic.
This works so much better with voice acting, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Go out and buy Loom today.
Now it just looks like he passed gas.
Be a sales pitch.
I'm trying to be as, like, sarky as I can, because, you know, if there's no, like, failure states, I may as well be a prick.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the good part. Like, I always, like, you know, whenever I play Sierra adventure games, you know, again, I'm always afraid to just kind of be an asshole like I usually do when I play video games. I always am constantly talking back to the TV whenever I play video games, and it's good that this game would allow me to do that, basically.
I said sarky, not like an overall douchebag, so I'm gonna mostly be choosing stuff that moves the plot along, but there'll be a bit of, like, fun jibbery-jabbery here and there.
Yeah, the big fun about adventure games is, like, oh, you know when I played through, like, Space Quest V, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is now available on the HellfireComms Daily Motion channel.
Man, what an obvious plug.
There you go.
Ask me about Space Quest V today.
Just put, like, advertisement on the bottom of this, but, like, you know when I played through that, I mostly went, like, straight through, because, again, a lot of the fun of adventure games is kind of just poking around and looking at shit, and, again, Sierra games, sometimes that's bad, so it's kind of hard to translate the experience of an adventure game unless you actually sit down, play it, and fuck with everything, basically.
It's the type of genre that you really have to be hands-on with. I mean, I love watching adventure game playthroughs, and I'll sing the praises of the Steam Train ones, like, you know, Space Quest, Leisure Suit Larry, until the end of time, but nothing beats just sitting down, clicking around, and falling into your death and having to reload a save.
One thing I also really like about adventure games is that, you know, compared to other games of the era, they really focused a lot, again, on the atmosphere, on the setting, you know. Even RPGs, I feel, a lot of them at the time, until, like, you know, you get onto, like, the PS1 era, I feel they didn't emphasize that nearly enough, I think. Like, I love the cozy view of adventure games and how you can just kind of sink yourself into that world. It's a really nice feeling.
I love how we always suck off the genre whenever we sit down to record one of these.
Yeah, but fucking play it, man. That just takes too much time. I don't know about you, but I gotta have a walkthrough. That's how I got through EcoQuest, otherwise I ain't gonna be fucking bothered.
Oh, there's the rum, okay.
Die number 2. Scum. Axle grease.
Okay, what are we making here? A car? Pepperoni? Yeah, alright.
I enjoy my grog with double pepperoni, personally.
Well, of course, you know. I think there are actual grog recipes that exist today, but why you would drink it, I have no idea.
I'd much rather have, like, a tankard of butterbeer, really, which is a real thing.
Good choreographed laugh.
You're a bunch of foul-smelling, grog-swilling pigs.
And the music just cuts
To
out.
be a pirate, you must also be a foul-smelling grog.
The only other LucasArts thing, adventure game I really do know, off the top of my head, is Sam & Max Hit the Road. We may do that later on, but I'm kind of a Sam & Max fan, so if we do that, I'll at least have something to say about it.
Hey, you can't come back here.
But we must. Thou must.
What are we trying to do here exactly? We're trying to get them more grog?
Oh no, we're trying to get into the kitchen so we can pilfer it, and then we're gonna go start the first of the free trials, which I believe is Thievery.
Alright. Although, you know what? What's strange about this game is that they never explain exactly where Guybrush comes from. Like, at the beginning, we just kind of saw him walk in towards the top of the mountain from somewhere. Did he come by a boat? I assume he did.
Yeah, you never really see, like, Guybrush's house on the map, so let's just assume that he came from Ron Gilbert's imagination.
Meanwhile, deep beneath Monkey Island,
Damn, the bass on that narrator is out of this world.
Oh my goodness.
in a river of lava.
I guess if you have to be marooned, it might as well be lava, right?
Okay, that's just obviously Rob Paulson right there.
Well, I mean, you know, voice actors like him, they kind of he tries to get as much work per game or TV show as possible. I'm not exactly blaming the guy.
I think that's Earl Bowen as LeChuck. I honestly couldn't tell you any of his other roles.
It's days like this that make you glad to be dead.
Oh, yes, sir. Glad to be dead.
Well, the original version came out in, I believe, 1990. The CD-ROM version came out in 92. And I think the special edition came out in 09, but don't quote me on that.
Murdered me and everyone on board. Yes, sir.
What a thrill a minute.
Glad to hear it. Now, what was it you disturbed me for?
It better be gruesome and pirate-like.
Yes, sir.
I love the trademark thing on Melee Island every single time.
I love that too, and I know in like a later game, like they have to save Melee Island from being a tourist attraction, I think, because of the trademark. Like, it's just, I love that kind of stuff.
They're afraid to take a bath.
Wouldn't they not take a bath anyway?
There seems to be a new pirate in town.
What, are you implying that all ghosts stink or something? Are you a ghost racist in addition to being a tech racist?
Experience.
Okay, I still don't know where you're getting this tech racist things from. I am merely pointing stuff out that I know about pirates, alright? I know more about ninjas, alright, let's be honest. I never was really much of a pirate guy. I always prefer ninjas, to be honest.
Not a fan of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, then.
I haven't even watched them, so probably not.
But it's funny because I believe the art style and I think atmosphere of the games is based on the original Disneyland ride. This is just a little side thing. It's not really related to the game all that much, but I forgot to install the sounds of the game properly because obviously we're dealing with different sound layers here, and I didn't install or extract things properly. So after the fact, I had to go in and add the sounds of the sea by taking the MP3 files and manually adding them onto the video track. It was kind of crazy.
Really, dude?
You know, you do what you have to for the LP game, mate.
In any other game, this would just be you're just walking into your own death, but there's a carnival here, so okay.
Well, who's to say we're not walking into our death right here? The circus is a dangerous place.
I get in the cannon, but the gunpowder makes me sneeze.
Oh my god, how many times are we going to hear Rob Paulson in one part?
Probably 400. I mean, the dude needs work. I think the other guy is... I think that's... Who is that?
Don't start a conversation about who a voice actor is if you don't know the answer.
I'm trying to figure out if Jeff Bennett is in this game, because honestly, I wouldn't be surprised.
We should probably interrupt. You know, that's also one of my things in adventure games, be as awkward as possible.
Does this place have a bathroom?
Wow, that came over real fast.
I don't know whether that's just because my computer is so fast.
I think it'd be funny if they legitimately ran over super fast.
Is it itty-bitty kind of feat?
No, not dangerous at all.
Only slightly lethal.
But exciting.
With the amazing,
Adventurous. Acrobatic.
Apathetic.
Aromarous.
Fabulous. Flying.
Perugini brothers.
Okay, I don't trust anybody who's named after pasta, let's be honest.
They're fucking Italian as well.
At least they're not fixing pipes.
Good.
It's very simple, really.
See that cannon over there?
Yeah, it's a pretty nice cannon, actually.
All you have to do
Is get in the cannon.
Oh, it's a good job we picked up that pot in the Scumbar kitchen.
What is this, like a quick travel option across the island?
Now, if this was a Sierra game, it would allow you to get in the cannon without, any kind of protection for your noggin. Here, I don't think that's possible. That's a very fair wage, by the way.
I suppose. I mean, if you know what pieces of 8 are.
Do you?
I assume there's 8 of them? Per piece?
I prefer the term doubloons.
We want to be sure
that it's safe.
Alright, well, you've got to show them the pot, I guess.
Yeah, don't get a pot with a hole in it.
Examining pot. Yep, that's pot.
At least they're not using a text parser. I mean, mouse control was common at the time, but you got the little traditional verb bar that you see in other LucasArts games that were made around this time.
Well, this is a more streamlined version of the original game. It has a couple less options, I believe. You just click where you want to go on the screen instead of selecting walk to.
Yeah, oh well, that went as well as I thought it would.
We nailed the landing at least.
Of course, now we can't give that pot back, but oh well.
Are you okay?
The text is actually upside down. I love that.
That's another Loom reference, I believe.
We are spared an embarrassing and financially debilitating lawsuit.
Yeah, because the carnival makes so much money.
Just a recompense for aiding us.
The basic theory is fine.
We just need to change the aim a bit.
Yeah, how about into the actual fucking hay next time?
I'll do it.
That would be my next course of action, yeah.
Slacker.
Oh god, just warp us out of here, game, please.
Thank you.
Right, let's look at our
I
wage.
have 478 pieces of 8.
Thank you, Guybrush.
I gotta buy a license with this. Oh no, you're showing the Forbidden Scum VM menu.
It's time for a bit of saving.
Pirate pranks. I can't see because the fucking mouse is in the way.
Pirate pranks performed for a pathetically low price.
For a pathetic pittance. That's what you should have said.
Well, okay, I only had like 10 seconds to decide, okay. I guess we'll do a bit more passive-aggressive arguing in the next part of The Secret of Monkey Island. See you then.